So, you're probably asking me, what is rust? Rust is typically something that occurs only with water and air oxidation when it has a chemical balance with steel and iron. It's actually different when it occurs with copper and bronze because that actually is patina. Steel and iron are the only two metals that actually have rust oxidation. This is the weakening of the metal, and these are the only two metals that actually turns brown. Patina is green, and that's when copper has oxidation with water, but it's not weakening. So now I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you in this video. That's how to prevent it, what it's caused by, and then also I'm going to talk about wood and the wood rot. Here's two examples of rust and wood rot. This is the car that I was talking about earlier, and this is paint. This is one of the ways to get rid of rust and to stop it from happening. As you can see, the paint is starting to give way and it's starting to rust. That's one of the prime examples. Another way is to do coatings and dippings and galvanizing, which are temporary as well, but they're a lot longer and they last longer. This is an example of copper and bronze, and this is patina, as you can see on the green, but then there's also copper showing on the bottom, and this is not rust, and it's not weakened, it's just had some water vapor in the area, and there's also moisture that caused this. Electroplating is something that lasts forever, and electroplating is when they put another piece of metal on the structure, and when they do this, this actually gives it the ability to last forever without rust. These are usually happening on buildings and structures and only in very high priority in super rich nations because this is an expensive way of doing it and it's very hard to do. This is an example of how to stop it and what it looks like when rust actually occurs on the right there. Humans aren't necessary to get rid of rust because it's maintenance. Here's an example of what tarnish will look like. Tarnish is what happens to silver and gold, platinum, and chrome. These metals actually just stop being shiny, and that's what happens when tarnish happens. And it's not weakening or anything like that, but these metals are not used for strength, but they're used for pretty looks. So when they stop being pretty, there's no point to them. And to get rid of tarnish, you just use a special cloth, and this will rub off the tarnish, and then your silver will be back to being shiny. It's basically like polishing. This is what happens with rust. Air carries the water, and it has contact with the steel, and then it has rust, and it destroys the product and makes it weak. Here's some wood rot examples. On the left here we have an insects, and these are one type of wood rot. And on the right here is wood rot from moisture. Just like rust, in order to get rid of it, you need to have paint or something on the surface like lamination or some type of sealant to keep out the moisture, and animals such as these insects right here. These are wood-eating insects. 10% of the U.S.'s wood product is actually decayed. That's a lot of wood. How to repair it? You do it through a chemical treatment, usually by injecting, and usually with rust, and wood decay, you have to inject it with some sort of material, or you can rub it on it. It's very harmful to the environment, so we typically try to not use this kind of method, but they're trying to find out new methods to get rid of it. Also, this is the decaying life. So this is just like rust. The air carries the moisture, it carries onto the wood, then it rots and destroys it, makes it less weak. And so there's no point in using it. Here's some environments that actually show very good examples of rust and decay because it shows the aging and it's very sporadic and it's normal. This is a good example from Fallout. On the right here we have a rusted sporadic billboard, and on the left here we have a patina sign, and this is a good example because the artist obviously understood that in nature stuff is random. This is a horrible example because this is Atlantis, this is underwater, this has been there for thousands of years, and it's still patina. So in conclusion, I want to tell you that rust and wood decay are both random and it's very hard to show them with pattern because that's how it is.